Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2024 Subaru BRZ. This is a limited. It's finished off in WR Blue Pearl and it has an MSRP just over $34,000. We have a lot to go over for this sporty sports car, and we'll start off underneath the hood, where this is powered by the 2.4 liter flat 4-cylinder engine. It is paired to the 6-speed manual transmission. This model has the factory installed short throw shifter for that. This pumps out 228 horsepower, 184 pound-feet of torque. That power sent to the rear wheels, propelling this 2,800 pound sports car from 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds with a top speed of 140 miles an hour. Now, as we work our way to the exterior styling, the blue definitely looks great for this car. Subaru badge is right in the middle. This has LEDs for all of the lighting up front. And then there's also a lot of cutouts in the lower section there to provide a lot of cooling to the engine and all of those components, of course. There's also some nice lines that run down the hood as well. And then this model also has a very nice set of wheels with that brushed silver finish, multi-spoke design to them. We do have base brakes for this. There's also a trim accent just behind that, body colored for those mirror caps. And then with this style and generation for the BRZ, I really like the side design, especially with the lower side skirts that poke out slightly, and then some of the lines in that rear fender just give it a really nice sporty side profile. Now there's also the integrated trunk spoiler with the third brake light. There's a backup camera, LEDs for the lighting, and then the dual exhaust with the plastic diffuser there. Now you can also use the button on the key fob to gain access to the trunk, or use this hidden button right in this trim accent that runs through the trunk. So simply push on that, we can open this up, where this is a smaller size vehicle, but with the back seats being able to be folded down, you have a little bit more storage. You also have a little bit underneath the floor if you need to use that. So honestly, it's not bad for a daily driver with the amount of space that you can get out of this. And then for the interior, we have the suede on the armrest up top. There's also leather and stitching down below. A little bit of storage, your window and side mirror adjustments. And then take a look at these very nice sport bucket seats. They have leather, more of the suede, all of the stitching. They are manual adjusting, so we have all of those controls, including the one to push the backrest forwards to gain access into the back. Now at 5'10", this isn't really where I want to be, but I could ride around town if I absolutely had to. So it's nice that you have that practicality. You can also use those controls up top to fold the entire backrest down to give you that more cargo space. So it's practical in those aspects, but you're not buying this to put people in the back every day. And let's get this seat adjusted. We can start this back up, where we have the leather steering wheel with all of the red accents. We have all of your audio adjustments on this left side, as well as your Bluetooth controls. On the right side, there's now the distance pacing. You have voice commands, and then these arrows to go through the gauge cluster. Now, the only info you can go through is over on the left side, so you can swipe through all of these vitals as needed. You can go to some more performance data, so you can look at your braking and accelerating. You have your music, your distance pacing there, and then you have some technology features that you can go through, turn on and off, as well as a few more settings here, and then you have any messages. So it's pretty nice to be able to go through all of that, and then everything on the middle and the right side is fixed there. Cruise control is also the stock down below there, and then you have a trunk release, a dimmer switch, one air vent, two air vents in the middle, and then the infotainment system has a good bit of information with all these icons you can go through. There's some physical buttons here that you can use, so it gives you everything that you need. You can hook your phone up to the system, pair that, go through your phone, your apps, maintenance, things like that. All the AC adjustments are also laid out very well with your fan speed, temperature dials, and then you have these digital screens within all of those to further look at info like where the air is being sent. You have some more auto adjustments down below that you can go through. There's some more climate adjustments with the toggles down below, so you can go through all of that. And then if we put this into reverse, here is the backup camera, and then you have the rest of the 6 gears here. There's also some traction control settings that you can adjust. Heated seats, which is nice to see. You have the manual e-brake. There's also cup holders with some more auxiliaries in the middle. And then the glove box also has a decent amount of space. And then as far as visibility goes, it's pretty easy to see around. It's a small car, but the windows are shaped very nicely in order to see over both shoulders. And from second gear, we'll give it a small acceleration. And again, take a look at the various videos I made on my GR86 with doing some 0 to 60 runs, really getting high in the RPM. This is a car that, especially with my 86, I ran between 4,000 and 6,000 RPM. Any higher was really just for some of the video content, just getting high in the RPM there. But this is a car that's really nice to play with the RPM. So you don't have to shift as often, which is really nice, especially for a vehicle like this that doesn't have a crazy amount of horsepower. You can just play with 1 or 2 gears and not have to focus on shifting as much, really just the handling of the car and, you know, taking it through some twisty roads, things like that. It's nice that you don't have to consistently shift. I would say, you know, at lower speeds, you have to get into second gear around some sharp turns versus staying in third gear. But overall, you can go up to 70, 400 if you really want to. So you can play around with the RPM, which just adds to the fun factor for this. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the BRZ. There's really not a whole lot to talk about with it as far as its interior goes, but daily driving it, I didn't have any complaints with my 86. It's not really that loud inside. You know, highway driving is pretty okay. Around the city here is fine. It's pretty comfortable too. Seats are really nice. It's just really what you would expect for a sports car of this money. So there's not a whole lot of surprises to it. It's a simple car, but I can see why it's so popular, and that's why I wanted to buy one myself, to really experience what it's like to own a vehicle like this. I had mine for about 8 or 9 months. So not a long time, but enough to get some seat time and some miles behind this car. And I really like it. I think it's a good entry-level type of sports car that you can own for several years. You can track it, mount it, daily drive it. It's a pretty well-rounded vehicle. And for its size, it's pretty versatile as well as far as being able to fit in items to make this a great daily. But that's going to wrap it up for the 2024 Subaru BRZ. Once again, a huge shout out to Randy Marion Subaru for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website. That link is down in the description. And give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I'll see you all in the next video.